And there's very few ideas that have no value. Although, hi, Dr. V here. And I was meeting with one of the coaches that I work with, because yes, coaching is critically important. And we were talking about the title of my book, Fix Your Face and Watch Your Tone, Women Know What's Needed. And I was sharing with my coach that every year of my professional journey, I have heard some sort of comment regarding my tone or my face. And I was also sharing with them how important it is for me to be authentic. Like inauthenticity, just, it isn't my jam. I really like to say what's on my mind. I really like to be able to share my thoughts, experience, and points of view. And they challenged me and they said, well, what do you think the reasons are that you might have gotten a comment on your tone? And of course, I responded, the patriarchy. And they said, okay, that's probably true. What are some other reasons? And I said, well, bias in the workplace against women. They said, yeah, that's probably true as well. What other reasons? And I said, bias and racism in the workplace. And they said, yep, that's probably true. And they said, what's another reason? And I said, well, all the tropes, right? The angry black woman or the aggressive black man or whatever it is. And they said, yep, that's all true. And they said, also, have you considered that potentially because you're not authentic in what you're saying, it may negatively or it may also impact your tone? And I had to take a couple steps back and really think about that. Because when I think about when I've gotten feedback around my tone, it's typically after someone has said something absolutely ridiculous and my tone reflected that it was absolutely ridiculous. But that is also someone's thoughts and feelings and opinions based on their expertise, however flawed I may or may not think it is. And that does require respect because that's what I truly believe. And that's also what I want to put out there into the world. And they suggested that I get a little closer to my reactions as information and let that information be neutral, because information in and of itself is neutral. The interpretation and the value you ascribe to it is anything but neutral. So one of the goals adding to my plate and list of goals is that I think that we can all potentially work to get a little bit closer to neutral on our reactions, which will allow our tone to reflect the value the other person holds that's sharing their ideas, even if we don't find the information they're sharing valuable or credible or relevant. But the person still is. And as we adjust our tones, and please know, as I said in my book, I am not telling anyone to fix their face nor watch their tone. But as you respond to information, if you make that neutral, the information itself, potentially your tone can continue to reflect the value of the person that shared the idea. And there's very few ideas that have no value. Although, in this election cycle, it's getting harder and harder to say that. So please join me in keeping your idea of the information neutral so that your authentic tone can be reflected and that authentic tone be tied to the value of the person delivering the information, as opposed to the potential ridiculousness of the information presented. Thanks so much.